So, new news has come out regarding Jay-Z and this alleged grape case with the Diddler. So, but then also the lawyers, Jay-Z lawyers, are challenging the rapper, aka Jay-Z's, inclusion in this grape lawsuit after the Accuser's TV interview. Now, I did see this interview. Actually, we should go ahead and watch this first before we get into it, just for full context. But it wasn't a good representation. It was not a good representation, and it actually put a lot more questions into play as to who this person even is and if their story actually holds up.
Jay-Z fighting back against a rape accusation. His attorney filing a letter to the judge to dismiss the rape lawsuit against his client, citing an NBC News exclusive that found inconsistencies with the accuser's story.
You should always advocate for yourself.
It comes after our interview with a 38-year-old mother from Alabama who accuses Sean Diddy Combs and Sean Jay-Z Carter of raping her when she was 13 years old. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough.
She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000. The woman says she spoke to Combs' limo driver, who offered her a ride to an after party. She says at the party she spoke to musician Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo. It's the Last Supper.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative for the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at that time.
See, we're already getting into it. Already getting into the holes in the story. They said we wasn't even there. What are you talking about? They said we were on tour. How do you go from the Maddens, right? You go from, because this lady is obviously Caucasian, right? So how do you go from, hey, this is who I saw, this is who I talked to, like this is who I know. I know of this band, right? I know of this band and I saw them at the VMAs. And how do you go from them to Diddy and Jay-Z? Like, I just don't understand what your preferences were unless you were just trying to hook on any type of celebrity that you can think of. Like, I'm not saying that you can't have different tastes in music, because obviously I know of rock bands. Rock isn't my favorite genre by any means, but I'm just saying that's a little interesting how you go from the Maddens and you said that you talk to them, and then you go from them to, oh, I talked to Diddy's driver and he took me there. Like, I just don't understand that flip there, because if you were talking to the Maddens, and I would think that you would probably want to try to groupie on them and not with Diddy and end up meeting Jay-Z. That's where I'm just like, the inconsistencies are just weird in this whole story, right? Yeah, like the same time to remember Tattoo Mystery. Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, nah. And that's why I said that, yeah, I think that Jay-Z and his lawyers have a stronger case of like, nah, this chick lying.
At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter both raped her. She says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up.
We rode home in silence. She didn't ask me what happened.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. I feel like I would remember that, and I don't, he said.
Dang. Your own pops said, man, you know what? I think I will remember that. And I don't remember that. Like, he's not even trying to lie, right? Like, I don't know what the relationship, like, we don't know anything about this shit. So I don't know what her relationship is with her father. But again, in this story, right, if your father drove, because they said that she lived far away. She said she lived 5 hours away from Manhattan. So that is a extremely long way to drive. Why would someone, first of all, drive you 5 hours to Manhattan by yourself? You underage. So how did you get there? That's a long way to drive for you trying to be a groupie and just trying to see celebrities at the VMAs. You're by yourself. And then allegedly you meet the Maddens, who say that they weren't there. And then you meet a random driver who just so happens to be Diddy's driver. And he's like, oh, I'll take you. Like, you're the type of chick that Diddy is looking for. And all of a sudden you get whisked away to this magical place where allegedly Diddy and Jay-Z raped you. And then you ended up going to a random gas station and your father picked you up and drove you 5 hours back to your home. And now you see how people just be lying, right? Like, it's not a good case right now. You are not making a good case here.
When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said she stands by her statements. I have made some mistakes, she said, in remembering what happened 24 years ago. Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me. In a statement to NBC News, Sean Carter said, this incident didn't happen. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory. A representative for Combs called the suit a shameless money grab.
Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive from the inside out.
Chloe Malas, NBC News.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about
So that's that, just a little snippet of the interview. So again, this chick just comes out of nowhere. She's Caucasian. She lives in Alabama. Like, obviously, I don't know. Again, I'm not trying to make fun of anybody, but she sounds like something else is going on with her. Like, she doesn't sound very coherent here. So again, it's just a lot of inconsistencies in this story here. A lot of inconsistencies. NBC, again, they're just reporting, but from what they've said alone, like, you're just like, why? How can you believe her? How can you believe her coming out of nowhere after all these years? And she's standing on it too. She's standing on it. Like, where did Tony Busby find her? Where did anybody find her to say this, right? Again, I'm not saying that she's lying. We don't know, but this interview just made things so much worse to build a case against Jay-Z, because Diddy has his own stuff going on, and Jay-Z is 100% trying to separate himself from Diddy and anything that he has going on. But this particular one pulled Jay-Z into it, so he has to at least fight on this one. But it's not a good look. It's not a good look. What up, Beezy? What up, Beezy? So this kind of puts a lot more credence to the situation that Tony Busby is just a hustler who's just trying to get some money. He's trying to money grab. So I was like, man, like, after getting this, because I didn't think that they were gonna find the chick and interview her. Like, they kind of hopped on that very quickly. I thought this chick was gonna just stay in silence for a while. I thought that's what's gonna happen until the actual trial starts, if it even gets that far. But no, NBC got the interview. Of course, she didn't want to show herself. We don't know her name, and like had some random like paint splatters. Like, I don't know if that's her child's or what, but it just looks weird. It looks weird and it sounds weird. Like, forget what I said on that last video. Like, again, just with the lawsuit alone, it sounds crazy. Sounds like it could be true. Like I said, I don't put anything past anybody, but now you add her into it, actually saying, hey, I'm standing on it. I know that this happened to me, but your story ain't adding up from what you said in the timeline of events. Yeah. That I'm sure the Jay-Z's lawyer, like, yeah, we got him. Yeah, we got him. Y'all playing in my face and trying to pull a fast one on me, but this ain't gonna work. So yeah. So let's read this one. This article came out today. It said Jay-Z lawyers challenge rapper's inclusion in the Grape lawsuit after the Accuser TV interview. So Jay-Z's lawyers asked the judge on Wednesday to speedily extract the rapper from the lawsuit in which the woman alleges that she was SA'd by Jay-Z and Diddy when she was 13. The unidentified woman recently added Jay-Z to their lawsuit against Combs in the Manhattan federal court, so this is in New York, alleging that she was attacked by the singer in 2000 after Combs' limo driver offered her a ride to the MTV Video Music Awards after party. In the court filing on Wednesday, which is today, Jay-Z's lawyer cited a recent television interview in which the woman acknowledged inconsistencies in her story. Like I said, if you're going to try to get somebody, like, I think that doing that interview was one of the worst things you could do. So Yeah, it's looking not good there. It's looking not good there. Um, let's see. The filing came before Combs appeared in a pre-trial hearing in his criminal case. After lawyers discussed the evidentiary deadlines, prosecutor Judge Aaron Subramanian whatever. It's so hard. That any new charges against the hip hop mogul before a May trial will require minimal new evidence to be shared among lawyers. In a criminal case, Combs pled not guilty to the charges that the Bad Boy Record founder coerced and abused women for years with help from associates and employees. Combs, who has been jailed without bail for 3 months, hugged his lawyers and touched his heart as he acknowledged his children among spectators. All right, we're not trying to see much about Combs. Let's just keep reading. Saying one of the several filed against him, the woman originally asserted that she was raped by Combs at the after party, but did not mention Jay-Z. Okay. Last Friday, aired an interview in which she spoke to musician Benji Madden and his brother at the party, and her father picked her up at the alleged assault. NBC also reported that the representative for the Madden said that they were touring in the Midwest during the VMAs, and her father said she not recalled yet. So what we already saw in the interview. Jay-Z has said the article proved that Tony Busby, a personal injury lawyer in Houston, filed a false complaint against him for money and fame. And then the attorney who represents Diddy said in a TV interview was a part of the beginning of the end of this shameful money grab. Yeah, Diddy, you still got stuff going. I think you need to shut up. You still got other stuff going on, bro. This is the one piece of the puzzle. I don't think Diddy realizes all this other stuff. He's like, oh yeah, we got one. You know, we ain't do that to that lady. And JT like, we? he like, no, I'm saying me. Like, what up, Jericho? In a newly filed court paper, Jay-Z lawyers wrote that the allegations have caused incalculable harm to Mr. Carter, his family, his businesses, his employees, and his legacy. You know, the interesting thing about this, the NFL did not fold. Like, I remember there were a lot of people who were saying, oh man, Jay-Z has this heat on him. The NFL is just going to drop him. No, actually, it did the opposite. The NFL was like, no, we know you ain't do this. We're actually behind you. So, I actually think that this did the opposite here. I don't think that this harmed Jay-Z's legacy like it's doing Diddy's. I think this is a totally different situation. Like I said, it just came out of nowhere. So, you know, if the interview had more credence to it from this lady who alleged this, then, you know, maybe it would have been a different story. But I think they have on Jay-Z's side, I think they have definitely more of a case now to fight this and be like, no, just take us out of this whole lawsuit. We're not being roped in with Diddy here. Busby told the Associated Press via email that the plaintiff's lawyers plan to respond in court to the latest filing. Yeah, I would love to see what they're going to say now, because like I said, that was not a good interview. They continue to file meritless motions that are contrary to the rules and which have absolutely no merit. Busby, what are you talking about? Busby announced in October that he represents 120 people, men and women. Yeah, of course. And again, the main thing is about Diddy. Main thing is about Diddy here. So again, on Jay-Z's part, it sounds like he's going to have a really good case to get out of this. But Diddy, you're still under trial, homeboy. So I just want you to, no, chill out, bro. You're not done. You're not done.